Hi, hello! My name is Fox Arie, and welcome to Fox Dots. In this episode, I'm gonna properly introduce myself, explain how the structure of this podcast is gonna work, and pretty much anything else I want to just go on about before properly digging into some juicy, delightful media. Quick note I want to add here before anything. I recommend anyone new to this podcast to please listen to this episode so you can have a better context of what I'm doing here, how things will be done, all of that. So, if you don't really care about any of that, you just want to dive straight in, go ahead. There should be a couple of episodes by the time this is posted, and hopefully more very soon. So, go for it. No problem. So, who am I anyway? What is a Foxari? Well, for the record, my actual name is Ari. I've just been going by the online name of Foxari for a handful of years now. I decided the name out of nowhere in 2016. Well, not necessarily nowhere, but that's really not important right now. What is Fox Dots, though? What does that even mean? Why is it some furry cringe? Well, I'll tell you, it's only a little furry cringe because we're mostly going to be diving into video game and cartoons, movies, pretty much any media related topic at all, where I'll just gush my thoughts out and talk about it however I feel, any way that I can. This show is very freeform. I just talk off the top of my head and I go for it, which means sometimes I might trail off. I know that's something that a lot of people don't like when listening to any sort of podcast. I'm also one of those people. Believe me, I don't like when somebody trails off and they don't get around to what they were saying. But I feel like this is the easiest way for me to handle making a show or a podcast so I don't feel so bound by limitations. That also goes for episode length or topics or specificities in general. Specificities? Specificities? Spedus! Spedus! You know what I mean. Um, Words are hard, you know that? No, but okay. Game ahead, back in the game. Specifics, episode length, whatever it may be. I'll just turn on the episode recording, go on, blab on for however long. Some episodes could be maybe an hour or more. Other episodes could just be a few minutes, 5, 10 minutes, you know? It really is just how much I want to talk about anything, what I have to say, what something means to me, anything like that. And I just feel like that's a really easy way for me to churn out episodes, like kind of around the clock, and kind of be lenient on what I do so I don't feel so pressured. To be completely transparent, I have a lot of things in terms of like mental health slash neurodivergence in my mind. I have anxiety issues, I have autism, I have ADHD, stuff like that. And those are like the major ones. I just want to say that up front so you understand why this is more like, oh, let's do this on a whim, let's just do it, instead of kind of me getting really forced down and bogged down by the standards of media around me, other content creators. I understand this is not really the best way to grow as a content creator, just kind of turning on the software for recording and just kind of going and doing little to absolutely no editing. But honestly, it's this is more for me than anyone else. It's more for me to creatively put myself out there, and I do would love to have a dedicated following, even if small, more than I already have now from my other content creation shmam bags of my online existence. But ultimately, I just want to share my raw thoughts with the world. I just want to share whatever stupid thing I'm thinking of today or tomorrow. Some episodes for sure will definitely be big retrospectives of just me and my history with a game series or a show or whatever it may be. But others would literally just be like, "Hey, this was announced in some sort of conference or it was leaked online, and I want to talk about it because I have something to say. So that's where I feel like I shine. Just me talking about something, hopefully having some meaning to it, and sometimes it could be for a good long while, and sometimes that's not. So if that's your cup of tea, feel free to stick around. I would love to have you. And I would also love to hear from you as well. I do have some social medias. Most importantly, I have a Discord server. Feel free to join there. I have a lovely, small, but very dedicated community. I love them all, and they mean the world to me. So if you want to talk to me outside of just listening to my voice, you feel free to join there. I also have a Twitter. I just shit post on there, honestly. I just kind of do whatever the hell I want. That's more for like whatevers. There is also a Twitter for the show. That's mostly just going to be talking about maybe behind the scenes stuff or when episodes drop. And that's not really that important. I'm more focused on the community aspect. And the Discord is great. I'm not going to heavily plug it like how other content creators do. I might mention it most end of episodes like, hey, we have a Discord, we have some social media links, but I really don't like it when people shove that kind of stuff down my throat. I'm kind of trying to be very mindful of people's time and respect it all because, I respect my own time and you deserve the respect as well. So, that being said, I also have a little bit of a problem of talking in circles and slurring my words. So if you feel like I'm just kind of going on about something and it's not going anywhere, uh, don't be ashamed to be like fast forward, boom, because it happens sometimes. I feel like we all get stuck in that trap, and unfortunately, because of my my neurodivergence, I end up just kind of saying the same shit over and over again. I'm doing it right now. So just please be mindful that I'm trying my hardest to keep a fresh and interesting and ongoing conversation, even though it's one sided. But it's hard. It's really hard for me. It's always been hard to talk to people, not because I'm necessarily afraid of people. I'm very extroverted. I love talking to people and sharing my thoughts and feelings, but sometimes I either say too much or I say the same thing over and over, as I just mentioned. So that's kind of the biggest reason why I created the show. Because I do have a few peers that love to listen to what I have to say, but not always in the exact moment I'm saying it, you know? So I figured, hey, you know what? Let's just make this a podcast. Make this something I can just plop on and what bam. Whenever anyone is interested in anything I'm talking about, they could just turn it on and enjoy it. And that was my main inspiration, mostly from my partner who was listening to one of my live stream uh, video on demands or VODs for short. Uh, and he was like, "Hey, I could sleep to this. I like hearing you talk about whatever. Even if it's just a bunch of bullshit." Which, to be fair, I do say a bunch of bullshit, but I try to have something going on. Either way, that was just my super duper magooper scooper, whatever that means, inspiration. So I want to say thank you to my partner. You know who you are, and you're most likely listening to this. So thank you so much, and I love you. That aside, that's all I have for now. So I hope you enjoy all episodes going forward. If this isn't your cup of tea and you're just checking it out to check it out, thank you so much for listening anyway. I greatly appreciate that. And, it's not every day that you have someone care about something so niche and like out of nowhere and nobody on the internet. Because right now, that's what I am. And that's probably what I'm going to be for a good while, but I don't mind. That's not going to stop me from being passionate and talking and doing the things I want to do. And this right here is what I'm the most passionate about. Before I end off this episode, I want to specifically talk to my pre existing community. So if you're not part of that and you're like, oh, well, no, I'm not gonna, care about this, that's totally okay. Thank you for your time. But this is for my community or anyone else that has known me over the years and know my track record of jumping from project to project. I want to say I am deeply sorry. Um, to paint some context for people who don't know, I have been trying to do many, many, many different kinds of content creation, whether it's editing for other people as like a editor for hire, or mostly live streaming, essay type of videos, just a whole smorgasbord of different things. Um, and I didn't really stick to any of it. Streaming mostly, it's like super on and off, and hey, maybe I'll turn on the stream every once in a great while and just to mess around and come back. But for the most part, it's been super inconsistent, and I want to say I'm sorry because I know you guys really enjoy what I made and you really care. And I know you're probably thinking to yourself, Ari, don't apologize. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. But I still feel sorry because I just kind of feel like I gave you guys something to come together for. And then I just kind of died because of mental health issues. And I know it's not necessarily my fault, but I still want to apologize. So I hope this show can make up for it. There's not going to be a set schedule for when episodes upload. I'm just going to do whenever I can. But believe me, I will always be thinking of what to do next. When I take breaks, I will announce it in the Discord and on the Fox Dodge Twitter. And I'll want to be as transparent as possible because that was also something I struggled with. I struggled with being transparent before. Now I want to be different. I want to be better. So please, any and all support, mostly sharing this podcast around, will really, really make me very happy. And I hope that you stick around with me, whether you've known me for a while or you just found out that I exist. All right, that's all I got to say. See ya!